Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Watt or Watte TV, and today we are reacting to Xenoblade Direct. I didn't get to watch it earlier because I was busy, so we're doing it now. I want to watch it in English and Japanese because usually there's like a video difference, or maybe there's something in a bit different in regards to the language that's used. So I sort of want to do this. We'll take the time to do this as an analysis slash reaction. So it's pretty lengthy, about 20 minutes, and I expect, the whole analysis to take longer as we watch it. So, yeah, here we go. English version first, of course. I'm ready. I'm not really ready, but I'm sort of ready.
You were all talk when you left here, but you've nothing to show for it, Dee.
Oh, spare me, P.
We should have sallied forth in the first place. Surely the turn
Well,
is mine.
well.
I believe it's my turn next.
Honestly, you make more noise than the rabble at a feast. Even if you did stop its raging flow, it will soon burst through. Well,
Testaments?
let's see how far the flow
Wow,
brings
okay.
them this time.
That's pretty cool that they bring back the spotlights again. I always enjoyed that in Xenosaga.
We each have a lifespan of 10 years. We call them terms. Life begins with our first term and ends at the close of our 10th.
Victory!
And over the course of those 10 years, we fight continually.
What kind of pep talk is that? Of course we're gonna survive. I've thought about this a lot. About what I can achieve. What I'll leave behind.
Then I think of tomorrow and the Tremors are back. Will I see the same faces when I wake? Will I even be around to see them?
Get ready!
Now, the enemy is before you. Chase them to the ends of the world.
Unchecked, Ouroboros will lead this world to ruin. You must be erased.
These soldiers will nourish me, and we can always grow plenty more.
Stop toying with everyone's lives!
You gave us a choice. The choice not to fight. And you made it true.
That mark
Hmm.
there. Late 10th term, eh? 3 months left. That about right?
3 more months. And then I'll be gone from this world.
How many of you are getting made an example
Wow,
of
so
what you
limited
expect
time
this
on there.
The lost numbers are attacking!
We have good reason to meet with them. To bring peace.
Aww.
And to set the world to rights.
But take a look around. Think about how many lives it's cost. Annihilator started moving!
This is bad, Noah.
Now I want to live. To live and learn. So don't give up yet. This will buy you some extra time. Use it. Stop this! I don't want any of your time!
If the world holds our lives back, I will end it!
These are our lives here! They're not some toys you can just play with!
Wow. Before we continue, I sort of want to watch it in Japanese really quick, because I want to know how much more impactful or not impactful it is. I'm just curious.
Sayonara, P.
最初からオイラが出ていれば 今度は私の番だ。
次はこの私が。
祝宴の囚人より騒々しいな。たとえその流れをせき止めようと、再び流れ出そうとする。さて、こたびはどこへと流れゆくのか。
In English they said
生まれてから1期2期と呼んで最後は10期。それまでの10年間俺たちは戦い続ける。
生き延びたいってそんなの当たり前だろ。ずっと考えてたんだ。
Oh, okay, so we might as well do live translation while we're doing this, right? So in the English version, they say it's 10 terms of 10 years, which is like 100 years, right? Because it's 10 terms. Each segment is 10 years, but that's not what's said here. To continue to live. Isn't that obvious? I've been thinking for a long time about if there's something that I can do, something I can leave behind. I worry about if I can see the same feature, the same faces. It's pretty much similar to the English version.
刻印10期後半あと3ヶ月ってとこか。
あと3ヶ月で私はこの世界から消える。
希望の丘でお前たちの誰を見せしめにするか。
So what's super interesting is the language or the terms that they use in here, or the phrasing is a little different. For the most part though, it's pretty close. Oh, right here, to point this out, right at this moment in the trailer, it's Manana and Riku speaking, and they both don't say meh in the English version. So right here. So at 2:55, right? This same moment here is, they don't have meh.
This is bad, Noah.
Yeah, see, the Nopon in English don't say meh, which is pretty interesting.
Now I want to live and learn. So don't give up yet. This will buy you some extra time. Use it. Stop this. I don't want any of your time.
If the world holds our lives back, I will end it.
These are our lives here. They're not some toys you can just play with.
So Dash, while you're here, I just barely saw it. I haven't seen the whole direct. I've literally just watched this trailer. And I just pointed out that in the English version, Nopon don't use the word meh. Manana and Riku don't use that. So it looks like they're going back to the original Xenoblade 1 where Nopons maybe don't say it so much. But I just finished watching the trailer. There's a lot to unpack. But I'm going to watch the rest of the direct and then we'll come back and unpack stuff. I don't want to...
Many
Stop.
have tried, but none have ever managed to escape its flow. What is it they need to stay alive? Water? Food? Certainly. But what we need most is life itself. Taking each other's lives. With the taken flames becoming your own in turn.
Yep, it was like we predicted, the flame clock. That's what forces them into war.
The nations of
to keep their colonies living.
And their grisly conflict, standing
wow.
in contrast to its natural splendor. this killing for the sake of filling one's own flame clock.
Which is what I predicted, which is funny. I mean, a lot of people I think probably assumed so.
Fighting is all the people of Ionios learn. Their fate leads to everyone's destruction. Their lifespans are a mere 10 years. Surviving on the battlefield, fulfilling that 10-year lifespan of service.
So here's the weird thing about this, right? Is in the English trailer, the first 3 minutes that I watched, it said it's 10 segments of 10 years. I think that's misspeaking. I think they think that one segment is equivalent to a year and there are 10 segments. But in the trailer, it was confusing and I had to watch the Japanese version to verify that because they essentially say, oh, 10 segments, 10 years, as in like 10 times 10 is 100. But I guess that could just be an English clarity thing.
Receiving a homecoming ceremony in front of their queen is the highest honor.
Yeah, that's a little, no.
However, many never receive this honor as they fall in battle. Their souls evaporating into the beyond as the melody of the Offseers plays. In today's presentation, we'll introduce the world of the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 game and follow the main character's adventures.
Countless comrades have lost their lives thanks to this filth.
What do you think it's like for us? Losing friend after friend. You steal everything from us.
6 soldiers, 3 from Keves and 3 from Agnes, were commissioned.
Which is interesting that they're fighting, right?
Mission. Both parties, filled with mutual hatred, draw their weapons at first, but when they encounter a mysterious figure, they shelve their distrust and resolve to work together.
Because now, kids, you share a common destiny. They'll hunt you constantly, relentlessly, without rest. There's one place that might give you a chance. Sword March. The land pierced by a great sword.
Of course, right?
Defeat the real enemy and restore the world to order.
This story focuses on these 6
Gosh, it looks so clean. It's
This
so
is what
good.
we're meant to do. To send on the voices of the departed is an Offseer's purpose.
Ready, he says. From the moment I chose this muddy path, I've been more than ready.
Sort of has the accent.
I'm not gonna let you take the fall alone.
I've thought about this a lot. About what I can achieve. What I'll leave behind.
If anything, we should be questioning all that we've thought to be true. Differences are all a matter of perspective.
The truth is, she's terrified. She needs someone to tell her that everything will be all right.
Now fugitives of both Keves and Agnes, these fate-defying hopefuls journey to learn the truths of their world.
It's nice that
Their
it's
role is to convey the Queen's directives to the colonies, along with handling admin and decision-making. Our colonies regard each other as enemies. But if the consuls giving the orders are the same, it means...
But these guys are mega suspicious?
I suspect they may be more deeply involved than we thought. With the reason why we fight.
The Testaments.
Deciding our fate.
Ooh.
Our
That
fate.
smile. What's interesting is those infinity symbols are like they have an infinite flame clock almost. You know what I mean? Like they don't need energy like other people.
So hot. Keep it together now, Mimi. Hey, look, there!
It is cute they call her Mimi in English.
It's water. There's an oasis.
That is adorable.
Water. Water.
Let's just hope it's not a mirage.
Wow, that's so cool. Everybody's running on the field. That's awesome. It's not just one person running on the field.
Geography to explore and diverse wildlife to encounter.
Wow. Ooh.
Like the lands they inhabit, the wild creatures here range
Wow.
from docile to dangerous.
Oh, they're fighting each other.
Some creatures
This is
make
always the
no
best part of
secret
the
their
Monolith
ferocious
games.
tendencies.
Immovable Gonzalez.
In mind. You'll also encounter the soldiers of Kevus and Agnes, who continue to fight throughout the
Oh,
land.
wow. So like live skirmishes on the field?
Colonies serve as the base camp for both nations. At the heart of each colony is a Ferronis. These are mobile bases and devastating weapons of war. Seek out these colonies to shop.
But they're like barracks, they're not full-on towns, right? Because they don't have time to establish towns anymore because they're trying to stay alive, right?
Get a glimpse of the lives of Noah and his friends at these rest spots, founding colonies and throughout the world. Use collected materials
Oh,
to
Manana. Manana. Yeah, cooking.
craft gems to strengthen your abilities.
It does, and I'm very excited that it looks like a Xenosaga 3 version of Xenoblade. That totally does. Especially with the Mysterious Council, which is like Xenogears in a way, and sort of like Saga as well with like the Testaments, which is pretty exciting.
Explore every corner of these fields as you seek
Oh,
out new
Kino Saga!
encounters.
That looks like Kino grown up. Oh! Grown up Kino. Not really, but the Nopon looked like grown up Kino.
And ferocious monsters. Enjoy the world and fulfill your
Whee!
wanderlust at your own
Sliding.
pace.
Oh, well, this. Well, of course, a lot of this looks familiar.
The locations you visit are saved as landmarks that you can quickly select and travel to, which makes traversing
Oh, this is
giant
pretty much
world
similar,
more
right?
manageable. By enabling a navigation feature, you can set a course for your next
Oh, that was from
destination
Xenoblade
without fear of
Definitive
losing your way.
Edition. The
There are plenty
quality
of
of
other
life
features
stuff
that
too,
will help
right?
you in your adventure,
Well,
such as the
specifically like
ability
the
to change the time of day
feet
to
tracking,
encounter
like the
monsters that only appear at
objective
specific
tracking.
times.
The best part
Lance!
is the music.
Draw his attention for me.
Uni! Cover fire! Leave it to me!
Tile! Zena! We need you too!
Understood.
Just say when, guys.
I've heard this song so many times, subtitling those Japanese clips over and over and over.
3, 2, 1, let's go!
Draw your weapon when encountering an enemy to seamlessly enter battle. Make your approach to attack automatically.
Gekiro,
Then,
Thrust
harness
Edge.
powerful abilities called arts to strive for victory. Arts have a variety of effects. Some can throw opponents off balance. Inflict more damage based on where you
Ay,
attack from.
pajito. In my head.
Or heal allies, to name a few. Each art is assigned to a button, making them simple and easy to execute.
But we know they charge differently.
Each character takes on a specific role during battle.
Oh man, this track's fire.
Attackers
Like I knew it was, but like this is so good. Attack, regenerate up, all the stuff on the field is exactly like I remember subtitling. Choose an evasion tank.
Healers can restore HP to keep you in fighting shape. Each character playing their role effectively is a key point to battling. You can freely swap the character you control at any time.
Wait, did they show it? They showed it, right? That's pretty cool.
String together arts to activate
really
a
cool.
combo and gain an advantage. Get the enemy off balance. Knock them to the ground.
If that's Agnes battle theme, I would never
Launch them
play
into the
Q's
air,
battle
then
theme.
smash them down. Stringing
Yep.
together successful combos is quite satisfying. You can link multiple arts with stunning chain attacks to devastate enemies.
Oh my gosh, this music's so good.
Deal heaps of
Wow.
damage at once and let
Jeez.
nothing stand in your way. This isn't the end.
Oh. Oh my goodness. This we knew about. I think we knew about.
An icon just popped up over your head. Yours seems to be the only one not locked.
Huh? He's lit up like a sparking light bulb.
I've never used this kind of blade before, but all the techniques I can use with it are flashing before my eyes.
Each character in your party has a class that influences how they
They
battle.
switch each other's outfits.
Don't know how this is even working, but cool.
Each class has its own attributes.
But what about Manana and Riku? They gotta learn the hard way.
Lead the fight with this well-balanced attacker class.
Exceed Buster.
Evade attacks and unleash powerful counters.
Okay, that's the evasion tank that I talked about in the original.
Medic Gunner. Restore allies' HP and strengthen their abilities from a position of safety.
Okay.
Stormy Sky, efficient healing.
Tactician.
His is the one I
Disrupt
don't
enemies
really
and
know.
Support allies using paper talismans called Mondo.
Gekiro.
Heavy guard. Wield massive weapons to defend allies and draw enemy aggro. Ogre. Crush enemy defenses with massive power.
That has the interrupt. I remember that.
Your class can also be changed to match that of your allies. Spend time learning multiple classes for a well-rounded team. Experience earned on the battlefield increases your class rank and lets you learn Master Arts, a set of beneficial arts that can be added to a different class.
I want to say this briefly because we sort of touched on this last time, and I think it's very important to point out here because usually I don't have the opportunity to like talk on stream about this or on video because usually it's just subtitles that I make notes, and I hope that you all read the notes when I subtitle because they're important. This brings up the point that I brought up earlier. Because you're stuck with 6 party members, the ability to change job classes and change your party makeup is actually a really pivotal thing. If you were able to switch in and out party members and you weren't stuck with all the members at once, then it would become a little bit odd because essentially what happens is the dynamic can change very quickly on pre-structured versus unstructured as far as gameplay goes. So it's a very careful balance of how they'd have to do that. So allowing you to choose whatever job classes you want while maintaining all the party members allows you to have that flexibility. As to where like some games, like if it was like Xenosaga, you pull 3 specific members in, you swap them out back and forth, and then that changes your dynamic by swapping through the party members. So the idea is that instead of making you do all those swaps, you just have everything you need resource-wise on the screen. What would be really interesting, aside from changing characters in battle, is if you could change battle styles in battle. That would be actually more interesting because you could readjust your party balance mid-battle, which I think would have been really unique. That may have been more difficult because of combinations and skills and stuff like that. Maybe you have presets you could load in the middle of battle to swap that. I don't know if that's possible, but right now from what I'm seeing, you can only switch to a member that may or may already have a battle style on, and that may not be changeable mid-battle. But just something to note that's, you know, something that I thought about. And I mentioned before in videos, but in case you don't read my notes on my subtitles, that's something that I have addressed before.
White Slash!
With Master Arts, even your defender can take a moment to heal their allies. The more arts and combat strategies you wield, the easier it'll be to blaze through battles.
Oh, that's interesting. There's fans.
Also, by combining compatible arts, you can
This I knew about.
fusion art attacks.
I haven't gotten to subtitling the fusion video, but this is in there as well. Which I will catch up with the subtitling of the videos.
Live fiercely, die spectacularly.
Ooh, new people.
That's how I want the battlefield of my life to be. It's just that
Okay,
as a
Fang.
mechanic, you can't start getting moody just because something's broken.
Now we see real Noppon.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe it's impossible for one Noppon.
But not for two.
Yes, super manly Noppon and super girly Noppon. So cute.
I can't run away from my responsibility.
Doing
Oh, I
the
like
same
her.
as everyone around you,
Oh
it's
my.
always the same outcome.
Ethel, look out.
Following
Look out,
David
Ethel.
to the letter is hardly a strategy.
Alexandria's.
Whoever goes up against me, they're getting crushed.
Brave residents of Ionios called heroes can lend their arms and aptitude to your team as a 7th party member.
But we see these people fighting them. So are they hunting down Ouroboros thinking that they're the heroes of the story and you're the
On
villain?
the battlefield, but you can swap them out as you
Plus
see
the
fit.
blurred out hero.
Heroes also bring their own classes to your team. Guardian Commander. Turn the tables with boosted abilities when things look dire. Incursor. Unleash more critical hits for higher attack.
Oh my.
War Medic.
Alexandria, yes.
Heal party members and bolster them with various buffs. These are only a handful
Aw.
of classes that heroes bring.
Those are adorable.
Your party members can take on any
Wait,
of the hero
wait,
classes as they become. These are only
Wait,
a
yes, we
handful
get
of
that, but AADDDDSB. So, oh, okay, so they have proficiency marks, okay? So, if they can use their classes, maybe that's proficiency in stats? Yeah, so the first mark is attacker, defender, healer, and then I guess the chess piece is strategist. So, your overall ranking is how good you are at DPS, defense, healing, and then I guess your strategist is like interrupts and stuff. So, like, for example, Noah is A, attacker and A, strategist, but he's like C on defender and healing because of the class. So I guess the class builds, you can get an overall view of how effective you are on that class with each type of role.
Classes that heroes bring. Your party members can take on any of the hero classes as they become your allies. Recruit more heroes for a growing combination of classes and arts in your party.
What if I want to play as the Noppon though? I know you don't want me to, but I want to play as the Noppon.
Find your fashion and fight.
Oh, glamour! Heck yeah, they know where it's at. Choosing outfits.
What is that thing?
This is no normal creature. It's something else.
You've got a real death wish.
Get out the way. You're just slowing me down. The nerve on this guy.
That's all around the time that they met each other. Oh, they were fighting each other. Vandam was there to tell them to work together, and then they meet this guy. So this is all in the same scene, all in the same moment, right?
I felt her thoughts.
The New Testament.
There were so many.
That's the truth.
And then they
I know,
were
right?
part of me.
By joining together in battle through interlinking, two characters in your party can fuse into a fiercely powerful form, known as an Ouroboros. Here are the character pairs that can interlink.
We knew this already from before, though.
Transform into this fearsome fusion by interlinking.
And then this, I didn't point out before the subtitle video, but the top left is the fuel gauge. As it fills all the way up, that's max. So see how Uni and Taion are together? And lands in Senna? Once that hits all the way, that's when you defuse. I forgot to note that in an earlier video.
Those guys are so selfish. Selfish how? You know what I mean. Every time we interlink, they're the ones taking the lead. So you'd prefer to take the reins? I just want to do more. Like, pull my weight. You know? Lance, come with me! I'm all set!
Despite being a single body, the Ouroboros is controlled by only one of the two characters. Swap between them to modify the form and arts of the Ouroboros to fit your approach.
Oh, dude, that similar Gears / ES Issachar Pelagris, the hands, but that's also on like Gears as well. That's pretty cool. The same type of style.
Ouroboros can also take part in chain attacks with the rest of the party.
Man, so flashy! Holy moly! This is pretty awesome. Jeez.
We were sworn enemies once, and yet we all share the will to live in the now.
Until now, I was afraid to take that first step. But now, I can do it.
Not like we can afford to go just yet.
Mios does look familiar, but I'm not counting my eggs before they hatch.
So now, I ain't afraid. Yeah, I'll keep going. While my flame still flickers to the bitter end. But I'm gonna change. Both me and this world.
We'll build it for ourselves. A world with the freedom to choose.
No! Is that it? And then yeah, of course there's gonna be DLC.
Broaden the world of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 with a paid expansion pass.
So images like this are so they're so spoilery in a way, right? Because you have all three here. You have all three of the blades, and the first thing I said when I saw that, or having seen it, because that's the only thing somebody showed me, was like, oh, it's just the DLC icon. I'm like, that's such a huge spoiler, because either one, they all meet, or since there's three blades there, they replace the three processors, right? So like there's Alvis and Shulk, or you know, Pyra, Mithra, and you know, Malos and Rex, and then Noah. So it's like, it's sort of like going to be obvious it's either one of the side of the pair or the other is going to intersect.
You can get the additional content shown here.
But that's interesting that they're pushing it back all the way to December next year.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is compatible with amiibo figures. Tap any amiibo to acquire helpful in-game items for your
but there's no, but there's no Pyra Mithra, right?
To change
Yeah, there's Shulk, but there's no Pyra Mithra, which is funny.
When using Noah's sword fighter class.
Здравствуйте.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3 launches July 29th.
That wasn't spoilery as much as I thought it was going to be. Like, yeah, it answers more questions than answers.
And enjoy your adventures in the world of Ionios.
Oh man. Okay, so let's do a couple of things. No need to watch the Japanese direct. Let's watch the trailer one last time, and I'll see if my brain can process, because that was a lot of stuff to process anyway, but like, let's slow it down a bit. And then you know, we'll break things down. So what's interesting is they pick up the theater motif right away, which is the same motif as Xenoblade Chronicles 2 when they had like that stage play, and then they sort of told the story through there. Notice how this person has it's sort of, I think this is probably like Amelia or somebody, because like, yeah, we have the obvious one with the curls, but there's this other High Entia person here. Looks like, or maybe, oh no, maybe it's not. Maybe it's just somebody fused together. So evil creature gets whacked around. I thought it was, but it's not. This is so, this moment here is so Xenosaga-ish with the lights again.
You were all talk when you left here, but you've nothing to show for it, D.
I'll spare me pee.
We should have sallied forth in the first place.
Surely the turn is mine.
You know what's interesting is if we put up the, oh, these are auto-generated though. There's applause.
You were all talk when you left here, but you've nothing to show for it, D.
I'll spare me pee.
We should have sallied forth in the first place.
Surely the turn is mine.
I believe it's my turn next.
Honestly, you make more noise than the rabble at a feast.
Sephiroth. No, so they all go by a letter. So one was by the letter D and one was by the letter P.
Even if you did stop its raging flow, it will soon burst through. Well, let us see how far the flow brings them this time.
See, this feels like similar to sort of FF7 Remake, but not. Because, oh, no, I don't want to say that it's that. What do I say it's closer to? No, it's like Xenosaga, because he said the flow, right? So how long they'll get this time. So this sort of suggests that there's a cycle. So they purposely want them to do something within a cycle. So that's fair. Because we don't know, Xenosaga was the same way with the cycle, right? That's actually probably a better comparison.
We each have a lifespan of 10 years. We call them terms. Life begins with our first term and ends at the close of our 10th.
Victory!
And over the course of those 10 years, we fight continually.
What kind of pep talk is that? Of course we're gonna survive. I've thought about this a lot. About what I can achieve. What I'll leave behind.
Then I think
Can I say this is such a Xeno song? It fits so well.
Will I even be around to see them?
Get ready. Now, the enemy is before you. Chase them to the ends of the world.
Unchecked, Ouroboros will lead this world to ruin. You must be erased.
See, it's pretty obvious that these figures all, see, that's the thing, he says they'll nourish me, but all these people they're encountering have the infinity symbol on them, by the way. So yeah, absolutely, Mitsuda. Mitsuda's always, there's no Xeno without Mitsuda, I feel. But like, that's what's really interesting is if you look at all these people that are in conflict with them, they all have this infinity symbol, which is, they don't need the flame clock. Oh, wait, so if you look at that, it looks like he's draining the energy from the flame clock as well. So if you look at this right here, watch. See, and then all of a sudden this is flowing out, right? The flame clock is depleting, and then he's absorbing these people as well. Oh, is that the cause of the flame, taking the flame clock then? No, well, yes and no, because think of what they're showing us, right? Like right now they're showing us destroy a flame clock. Why are they destroying the flame clock? The reason why Ouroboros, or this team, is leading everybody into doom is in order to stop fueling these council members, they've got to get rid of these flame clocks. Because I bet you what happens is the cycle is that people feed the flame clocks, these life sources, and then these council members feed off of those flame clocks. So it's like a, you know, like the food chain, you know, same sort of idea, because they had to destroy this, but I imagine it was something that they had to do in regards to, so it didn't fuel the guy anymore. Could be wrong, but who knows.
And you made it true.
Oh, Manana. Manana.
Late 10th term, eh? 3 months left. That about right?
3 more months. And then I'll be gone from this world.
How many of you are getting made an example of on Hope's Rest this time?
Let's take a quick look at in the far back, I wish you could see, right above the mech, there's like a person there, but there's people all around in these containers. But I mean, there's like a person up top above there. And they're moving. Oh, no, they're watching somebody. Somebody is moving in the monitor and they're walking up and they're watching.
Rest this time. The lost numbers are attacking.
We have good reason to meet with them, to bring peace, and to set the world to rights.
But take a look around. Think about how many lives it's cost. Annihilator started moving!
This is bad, Noah.
Now I want to live and learn.
So don't give up yet. This'll buy you some extra time. Use it.
Stop this! I don't want any of your time!
If the world holds our lives back, I will end it!
These are our lives here! They're not some toys you can just play with!
Well, that is that, I guess. I just sort of wanted to take a brief look, I guess, you know.
But none have ever managed to escape its flow.
See, that's what's interesting. See, all these people, they're them. They're them. No, they're not them. That's not Noah, right? That's not himself. That'd be weird.
Tried, but none have ever managed to escape its flow.
You think it's them? See? That's Noah. That's Noah. Probably, right?
It is fate. Many have tried, but none have ever managed to escape its flow.
I don't know. That's Lons. That's Uni. Who knows? Noah. Okay, well, yeah, I don't know really what there's to say. I find it interesting, like I said before, that the Japanese language uses some wording that's different, but... Gosh, the Japanese voice acting is just like, it's just like this just, it's just so good, you know? It just, I don't know. To me, listening to it, even though, you know, English is my native language, hearing the Japanese is also, you know. See, it's just so much more like passionate. Like I just, even how they say things, it just feels so much. I feel the passion. Okay, well, yeah, that was not at all as I was expecting. And I don't really know how to react to it either, oddly enough, because, like, it's cool, but yeah, people were right. It is sort of out of context. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff that's, like, homage to things, like, um, the Testaments and the lighting, which is really funny. Um, you know, yeah, they definitely did. Because from what I saw, I remember in the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Direct, it was like just, it was like those old Famitsu trailers. Like, how Xenosaga had that episode 2 Famitsu trailer that's like 20 minutes long and literally was like half the story. It was like that kind of stuff. And they did a really good job this time with not doing all of that. But it's really funny to have like these guys here on stage like this. Like, it's so reminiscent of something a Xeno game would do. Yeah, I mean, I think it's very, very interesting. I'm excited about it, you know. I think that's partly what happened, right? Was Namco didn't know really how to handle some of the stuff that came up. Overall though, I'm very excited. Like, I'm glad I watched it. This wasn't something that was like worth stressing about avoiding. And while it showed a lot, it didn't explain a lot. Like, it just sort of gave a premise going into it, which is fine. Like, it doesn't really ruin anything narrative wise. So that's really interesting. Very interesting they didn't touch on the flutes and stuff, which, you know. Okay, well, I guess that's really it for today.